McDermott. I'm a coach and a team fighter here at REDLINE Fight Sports in Cambridge, Mass. I'll be showing here today the first of our blog video installments is proper round kick technique. And who's helping me today is Alan. First, what you're going to want to do is as you're throwing against your opponent, keeping your hips square up to the guy in front of you, not being linear, not being flat. Being nice and square allows those hips to be nice and open as they're coming across. And Alan's going to stand in a stance with his hands up. What you want to do, one of the number one rules for Roundhouse is to come in sideways and not up. Right? You can even come down, but you never want to come up. You don't want to come into an elbow, come up into a knee, right, which I've learned the hard way from experience many times. Right, so if we're going to the leg, okay, from rear position, I'll throw my rear leg low first. Okay, the hip comes up and then across. Okay, a lot of people like to come up, and drop into it, which is also fine. All right, but for your basic leg kick, okay, stand, keeping that center of gravity right in the middle over your waist. Right, trying not to lean back, pulling your range away from the kick, which will take power, range, all sorts of things, balance away from you as you're throwing. So, easiest combination to set up any roundhouse is just your lead jab, rear leg. Okay. Also hitting between the top of your ankle and your shin. Never want to kick with the foot. Always wants to be the shin. Two shin bones are shaped like this. Very good for penetrating deep into that muscle tissue. Right, cramps up the leg. Do it over and over and over again. It can take a fighter's leg away from it. Same goes for the body, right, which is a little more difficult to place. Which is why you can open a guy up with hands first, bring those hands up, and then come into the body. Right? More importantly, when you're coming into the body, is to making sure that's flat. So you're kicking across and not up. Kicking up, it'll just rise up into his armpit and stop. You want it to come into his body and try to cut all the way through and penetrating as deep as you can. Right, it's the same thing, starting with the lead jab, bring his hands up. Roundhouse. Okay. Another kind of general rule of kicking helps with the power and opening the hips up. It's just like you see many people run. When their leg comes up, that arm on the same side goes away. Similar to roundhouse. That roundhouse comes across, my arm goes away, lead hand comes up, opposite hand comes up, and protects. All right, that's my number one rule of kicking. Any leg that comes out, opposite hand is always up. So when I come to the other side, opposite hand is always up. That will always be protecting your head. Same with the head. You're coming up head height, you want to kick across. And if you're kicking up, and Alan's shorter, I can go right over the top of him and miss. So what I want to do is come in the jawline, right, at the base of the neck. Okay? It's one of your buttons. You hit the jawline behind the ear, very easy knockout. Right, so I can also do it from the opposite, my lead leg, same thing. Up, base of the neck, leg, body. Right? Now we can show those in the bag. Alright, so I'll be demonstrating on the tie bag. Alright, one of my favorite things to use, especially when practicing low leg kicks, right? Low roundhouse leg kicks to have it nice and realistic, nice heavier resistance. All right, so the first thing to do if you're going to practice these is come stand next to the bag and find where the meat is going to be. Now by meat, ideally when you throw a leg kick, you want it between the top of the knee and just under the hip. So for me, the meat would be from the letter E there to about the letter R. Right? So the same deal as I was showing with Alan before. Come in and strike flat, or if coming to the leg, a lot of people like to drop that lead leg down, come into it a little bit. I can show both. So next, same thing. Come up to the body, same deal. You want to find the meat. So the meat for the body would be above the hip, because striking the hip bone itself can be very painful, especially when you hit with your foot incorrectly. So you want to get right above the hip and anywhere probably under the nipple. So the same thing applies to the bag. Whether you have the letters to go by or not, it always helps to stand next to the bag and visualize where you're going to hit against another guy. So between the I and say the bottom of the F there, same deal, coming in nice and flat, not up, okay? So now I'm going to show head kick on tie pads. Just I tend to like throwing higher against pads a little bit better, like the resistance of working with a partner. Helps with your range a little bit more, it's a little bit more realistic. You get to move around. So I'm going to throw these a little harder, a little power. So whenever you're throwing a head kick, use it relative pretty much as to where your chin and jawline height is, just like we were showing in the back. For leg meet, body shot, same deal. So for the head, my chin's here, I'm going to be striking at the chin. Same deal on the tie pads. Another way we do it here at Redline Fight Sports, a little bit more from the Sancho style. It's a much quicker kick, throwing it the lead leg from a static position. A little more difficult to come up to head height without switching it, but can absolutely be done. It's just all a matter of hip movement and torque and making sure everything's lining up correctly as your momentum and balance comes over the top of your center of gravity. And that's the roundhouse. Now I'm just going to show the roundhouse in combinations from either side. Just some interactive sparring with my partner Jordan here. That's how you use the roundhouse.